what's up, everybody? This is Greg Cruz, aka G-Bo, with a good friend of mine, Marlo Terry, aka M Hog from 59 Grams. And real quick, I'm going to show you how, as you heard some testimony of the turmoil and the lifestyle that we lived, on how eventually we turned our life around. So, real quick, I was fresh out of June 24, 2010, I went to the training center, and I'd already was working on myself, transitioning back to society the right way and stop all the madness. So I went into a program in Spring Valley, California, and it encouraged me to continue to do what's right. So I was downtown, just marinating, basically enjoying my freedom, because I've been locked up 3.5 years. And it's funny because I ran into Marlo. I seen a car bend the corner, and he saw me, and he pulled over, and he's like, G-Bo, what's up, man? Get in. And I was like, checked the tags on his car, looked like it was expired. And I went to the window, and I'm like, man, Marlo, are you dirty? Because if you're dirty, I'm not getting in this car, homie. I'm done, And you know what? He respected that, and he said, man, okay, I'll holler at you another time. Gave me a couple of dollars and exchanged numbers. And later on, he did, come and took me to lunch. We homeboys, and I respect that. But what I really respect the most is he did tell me that, you might not want to get in this car. You know what I mean? Because I was done, and the way I look at it, and I tell the homies, and I tell all the youngsters too, if you still in that madness, I'm not fucking with you on that level. You my homeboy and everything, but when you're not dirty, I'll still fuck with you on that level. We can go hang out and have something to eat or something, but I'm not jumping in your car when you got a strap in underneath the seat and you got a pocket full of dope. We're not taking that ride. You take that ride. I'm walking or catching to the trolley. I don't care. And that's how I started living, and that's how I kept my freedom, and that's how I eventually came to where I'm at now, where I stopped out of madness. I stopped taking those unnecessary risks, and I learned how to earn an honest living without having to look over my shoulders. I got tired of looking over my shoulders, worried about the gang member over here, worried about the police over here. It's over with. And he understood that and respected that. So Marlon, what I want you to do is share, run with that incident on, because basically something had to happen because you were still in the game. You wasn't quite done. So I want you to share how you weren't quite done, and then I want you to show me when you were done, when that light came on.
This is, what had happened was, I had got out of prison, a little bit before Greg, like maybe a year and a half before Greg. But I had stayed in touch with him and did send him some finance because he was only himself. And Greg was always, I was blessed to have someone take care of me a little better when he was all by himself. And so I could help him when we were in prison. So when I got out of prison, I fell back into the same lifestyle of dealing drugs, and but I was like straddling the fence. I was dealing drugs, but I had a part-time little job with it too. But I was mostly still in the lifestyle. So I came around the corner. Maybe 2 years had passed. I had been keeping with him up with him in letters, but I wasn't really telling him what I was doing. Right. I was just, we were just, how you doing? You need something? Oh no, I'm good. Well, just them kind of letters. Just basically touching the letters. So, you see the mailman, and it, it keeps your sanity for when you're in prison anyway. So I saw him. I want to show him my new Cadillac and whatnot, and so I pull over. This is, I'm still I'm flamboyant. I'm doing me, but I'm so dirty. I'm doing what I'm doing, and he's like. Because my thought is, let me give him a little come up, maybe give him some work, maybe, do some stuff for him, you know what I'm saying? When in actuality, that's not nobody that's really your loved one. That, that's going to give you something to send you back to prison. And you know what I mean? If they're going to just give you something, just give you some money and let you make your own choices. But to give you some drugs, is not helping you.
No.
To give you anything, some work, is not helping you. They putting you in harm's way before you even get out of the way. So if they say they're your homeboy and they love you, and they don't just give you no finances to take off with, they're not your homeboy. And don't ever believe, I don't care who they are, they could be your blood cousin, or your blood brother. But if they give you any kind of thing that's gonna jeopardize your livelihood to be free, they don't love you. So you gotta remember that. I don't care if you say, oh, they helping me come, they're not helping you come home. They're helping you go out. Believe me. All right. So after Greg didn't want to get in the car with me, I did go and see him at the training center, and somebody was trying to test, and they were trying to get him in the test room, and he didn't want to do it. So I could see that he was done with the whole lifestyle of doing stuff wrong. So as time went on, my home got raided, and I went back to prison. I went back to prison for a short period of time, but nonetheless, I went back to prison, got back on probation, and the whole thing, and it was the spiral all over again. It just so happened that I had a little money, so I got to bail out, and I didn't really have to go to prison because I had the money to get out. So when I got out, they wanted me to go in a drug court or one of those kind of programs, and then my life just like changed in an instant. And then I knew that I could not, because they had put a 6-year lid over my head, and I was close to 50. So I was like, well, I can't. I'm 50, and then I be knowing how those old guys be in prison. I didn't want to be one of those. So I started. I said, well, I got to do something honest. So I started to do honest things. I started working honestly and paying tribute, and left the whole life and the things that would jeopardize my life. Started making better decisions of doing things that was not positive. And and everybody that was with the drug dealing, the gang crowd, and I just basically just left them to what they do. There was no need for me to visit those areas or go in those areas and do those things. It was more the need for me to go to where they was working, where they was getting legal money, where they were paying taxes. So I started hanging around that element. And as I started growing around that element, I started learning things to where as I became an independent worker for myself, where I am now. I distribute government phones for the less fortunate. So and it's become my own business now. For those that don't understand, everything that I got illegally or did wrong with, it's gone. Every single thing. So all I can tell you, if you get the chance to get another chance at this life out here, try and do the right thing, because the prison, I gave enough of my life for that. And you youngsters that are out there, it's nothing but a dead end. It's no hope. And if you don't think they got a resting place for you, you go in there. And I've been in there a couple of times, and it's guys that they still doing the time that they were doing in the 70s. Now, can you imagine somebody that you seen in the 70s? They just older, but they're older, but they're not broken down older, because in the prison you don't get old as fast. Your youth kind of stays with you, but that's not a reason to want to stay there and stay youthful. So if you can do the right thing, try and make better decisions with your life.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for sharing, Marlo. And see, what it is we try to encourage you guys to turn your lives around. You guys don't have to live the life that we live. You can listen to somebody instead of having to go through it. Unfortunately, we have to go through it, but as long as you're still breathing, you can still change. So this is Greg Cruz, a.k.a. G-Bo from No Warning Shots. Stay tuned for more episodes to come.